And welcome back. Our Coyote Corner Athlete of the Week has only played 13 games this season, but it's her determination and perspective that make her one of USD's most valuable players. David Brown joins us now with more on sophomore Kelly Stewart.
Yeah, Jay, injuries are always a part of the game, but Stewart's fight to get back on the court and her perseverance have involved literally waiting to put both feet forward.
Kelly Stewart's mind has always been basketball sharp, but it's her feet that haven't exactly been up to par. Just before her senior year of high school, she suffered a left foot injury that required surgery. She recovered just fine and played a significant role for the Yotes during her freshman season. But just before her sophomore year in 2012, she felt a familiar pain.
I just stepped down during, I think it was 5-on-0 offense. It wasn't even a super hard drill, and I just felt my foot kind of give out, kind of crack in that spot. And this time it was on my right foot, not my left. But I knew the pain, I knew where it was, so I kind of knew what the injury was, but I was like, oh, you know, maybe it's just I tweaked something, and then sure enough, saw the doctor, and it was the same thing.
The stress fracture in her right foot wiped out the 2012-13 season. And while she went through an aggressive rehab program, there were numerous setbacks that forced Stewart to stay in a boot longer than usual. At one point, she couldn't do any basketball activity for 3 months.
It's a harder obstacle to overcome than most people understand when you not only can't practice during the season, but can't do any off-season workouts, can't work on any ball handling, skill work, and you're watching all your teammates kind of consistently getting better in certain areas.
I think the hardest part was just not knowing if it was going to be good or not. Like, you get so excited when you're out there running and feeling like a player again, and then all of a sudden you're back in the boot. So that was the hardest part for me.
But after taking every precaution, Stewart was finally able to get back on the court with no pain in her foot and no knowledge lost in her head.
I'm not sure if there's anybody else that could have sat and watched the way Kelly did while she was out, and then be able to step on the floor and almost without a hitch run all of our plays.
It's crazy how much this can, like an injury can just change your mentality on things. I mean, now whenever I go out there, I won't take a play for granted.
Now Stewart officially returned January 16th, and she's already averaging more than 5.5 points per game in just a little more than 17 minutes of contest.
Yeah, it is good to see her back out there. All right, thanks a lot, David. One programming note we want to pass along. We are off next week for the Summit League tournament, so if you can't make it to Sioux Falls, we've got you covered. The first 10 games through the semifinals broadcast right here on Midco Sports Network. Remember, both Coyote quarterfinals scheduled for Sunday. Women against Western Illinois at noon, while the men take on Denver at 6 o'clock. We'll be back here to recap both teams' tournament runs Tuesday, March 18th on another episode of Coyote Corner.